What's the problem with credit?
It's old-fashioned. Charlie, you're an ample salesman. You're for me with credit?
No, sir.
Nor anybody else. Board! All board! Nice.
So Charlie, you really know Harold Hill?
I mean, I've never seen him.
I've never saw him in my life, but I know this much. He's giving every one of us a black eye. After he's worked his way through the town, the next salesman gets automatically tarred and feathered. You think that's funny? So wait till it happens to you. Your hair never grows back.
You know, I hear that when he goes, he has to make himself the band leader. He doesn't know one note from another, and he can't tell a bass drum from a pipe organ.
Well, then he won't be on this train.
Not in Iowa.
Even he wouldn't try to sell to those neck bows out here.
Oh, gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I ought to give Iowa a try.
Don't believe I caught your name.
And there I was in the Madison Hospital. Nobody come to see me. Everyone never come. Everyone never come.
Your Aunt Ruth was dead.
She wouldn't come anyway.
Glad to have you with us.
You really ought to get my one. Oh, God, I love the music. Boy, down the watch now, kiss the secret.
Mr. Squires, I'm interested for a rig for Sunday. If you could accommodate me.
We'll have to see the man in charge of hiring rigs. Who's late, as usual.
Hey, Gregory!
Ah, hey, Marcellus, you old son of a gun, what?
Greg.
Professor Hill's the name. Harold Hill.
What, Greg? Why didn't you tell me he was coming? Why didn't you let me know he was gonna be in town?
I didn't know I was myself. Besides, I didn't know he did live in a tank town like this. He was a pretty big swindler back when he was in business with me.
Not too many close shaves the way you work. Besides, it got me a nice, comfortable gown. That little compromise. Also nice.
Ah, got legitimate, huh? I knew you was up to no good.
So what's the new pitch? You're not back in the band business. I heard you was in steam automobiles.
I was.
Well, what happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No.
Keep it low down here, Mars.
You'll never get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn Iowans, Greg. Besides, even then, we got a stuck-up music teacher who'll expose you before you can get your drifts unpacked.
Male or female?
The music teacher? She's also the librarian. Female.
Excellent. That's just what I wanted to hear. If she comes by, point her out to me.
Okay, I will. So how are you going to start this new pitch?
Oh, the same old way. Keep the music teacher off balance, and then I'm going to get your town out of the serious trouble that it's in.
River City isn't in any trouble, Greg.
Then I'll have to create some. I need to create a desperate need for a boys' band. You remember, what's new around here? What's something that I can use?
Nothing. Except the billiard parlor's just put on a new pool table.
They've never had a pool table here before?
No, only billiards.
That'll work. Thank you, Mars. And remember, music teacher.
Yeah. Music teacher.
You Mr. Oakland?
Yes, I am.
Well, either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I said trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player. Something I did not say, I'm always mighty proud to say. I can serve the outside bed with the cue in my hand of gold. Nothing no way of horse sense, and a cool head, the keen eye. Don't take a try to give an ironclad lead to yourself from a 3-rail billiard shop. But just as I say, it's judgment, brains, and maturity. Scoring a fault line game, I say, is any good. Then taking, shoving, ball, and pop. And I call that swap. First big step on the road to death, so day for day, say, right. This will wind your teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing more money in a pinchback suit. And listening to some of the guy at town castle, you don't tell about what's risky. The wholesome jumpers know what a race when they set down right on the horse. Like to see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on tail patch, thinking what horrible I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you right. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Buckets in a tape. Pops out what the difference between a gentleman and a dog. I'm a capital king, now one for key, that's it. Then all week long, the River City youth will be frittering away and say, you're young, then we'll be frittering. Frittering away there, noontime, sometime, short time, too. Keep the ball in the pot, never mind your 10 lines, boulders, greenwood, patches, or beach state pounding. Everybody's different anymore, it's your parents are caught with a sister living on a Saturday night, and that's trouble. Yes, you got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of the kids in the nigger bar, short time. Being in the pool hall with the school, we got trouble, folks. watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The minute you go some leaves the house, does you read Buckway's Knickerbockers below the knee? There's no 18 sailor on his index finger. A dime novel into the corn crib. As he started to memorize toasts from Captain Billy's whiz bag, are certain words creeping into his conversation. Words like swell, and so's your old man. Well, it's so, my friends. You got trouble? Right here in River City. We're gonna get up G and that rock with P and that stand for pool. Make sure they got trouble. Right here in River City. Remember the name, Plymouth Rock and the Golden Rule. Oh, yes, we got trouble. We're in terrible, terrible trouble. That gave the 15 number balls to the devil's pool. Oh, yes, we got trouble, trouble, trouble. Did you drop your...
No,
How did I get you in...
no,
You know, I'll only be in town for a short while, and I was...
good.
Yeah. I remember my part.
That you, daughter? Yes, Mama. Keep on, Amarillis. I'll be there in a minute. Hello, Mama. Fine, dear. Now your exercises. Yes, Mom.
I don't remember the library being open last 4th of July.
It was, Mama, all evening. Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Oh?
I never saw him before.
Did he say anything?
He tried.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. Now don't waddle, Amarillis. Oh, la, re, mi, ti, little star. Please keep the fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Now don't get faster, dear.
If you don't mind my saying so, it wouldn't have hurt you to find out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
What, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Excuse me for living, but I've never read it.
If there's anyone else in this town, they would give me that same old comment about the low mentality of representing people and taking it all too much to heart. Now, Mama, as long as that's in public, I was entrusted to be for the purpose of improving River City's coastal level. Handle my concern that the ladies in River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
Now, darling,
When the world's got a husband and you Oh,
That won't do it all. I'll have a kiss for my boy. That lady over there is your sister, young man.
hello, Winthrop. Having a party on Saturday. Will you please come? I would especially like it very much if you come, Winthrop.
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to a party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because of the S, because of his lisp. He's ashamed.
We all know about his Aunt Lisp, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop,
No, thank you, Amaryllis. Amaryllis! Amaryllis! He's crying. Why does he get so frustrated with everyone just because he lisps?
It's not only because he lisps, Amaryllis. That's just part of it.
Well, what's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that he never talks very much.
Not even to you. To your mother.
No, dear. We all have to be patient sometimes.
But I am patient! Even though he doesn't ever talk to me, but I do to him! Every night! I say goodnight to him on the evening star. You have to say it the very time you see it, or it doesn't count. Oh, good night, my Winthrop! Good night. Sleep tight.
There, dear. If not Winthrop, there'll be someone else.
Never! Erlinda is all made like you! I'm sorry, Miss Arnett. Can I play my cross hand piece?
May I play my cross?
May I play my cross hand piece?
You may.
But see, without a sweetheart, you have no one to say goodnight to on the evening star.
I know, Amaryllis. For the time being, just say goodnight, my someone. You can put the right name in when the right someone comes along.
Yes, that's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your cross hand piece.
Now I may play my cross hand piece.
to Ethel Toffmeyer, our fine piano player, piano. Four score. Four score. The members of the school board will not present a patriotic blow. Members of the school board will not present a patriotic blow. Talking about costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Little Girls Dance Troupe shall present a tribute to America.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've been shot! Who shot me?
Who set off that cracker?
I know who did it! Tommy Gillis did it! Tommy Gillis did it! Yes, it was Tommy!
Tommy Gillis? I wouldn't know.
This is James our cover, thanks to a certain young ruffian who was disgraced to our city. Four score. The Payne's Fireworks Spectacle, last days of Pompey, will take place tomorrow morning in Mass Picnic Park if the rain stops at 9:30 tonight. Four score.
How can it be raining? Didn't the Gazette predict fair?
Sure did, so I don't expect a storm.
The Gazette's accurate most of the time. You know it, Oliver.
You wouldn't last very long in the banking business being accurate most of the time.
Let's have order here. Order! Order!
No rain's late again tonight.
I sent her early.
She's right on time. What's the matter with your watch?
Will the members of the school board stop bickering in public?
All in the world, I said.
Never mind! Four score.
We heard there's a new pool table in town.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Is it a pool table or isn't it?
Well, yes, but will you allow me to go with the exercises?
We don't want any more exercises than we this pool deal matter settled.
Let's protect our children.
Yeah!
Resist sin and corruption.
Yeah!
Fight the devil and keep our young boys pure.
Yeah!
Our friends, may I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with the troubled friends with the wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize River City Boys Band. Oh, think, my friends, how can any fool ever hope to compete with gold trombone? Remember, my friends, with a handful of drum players did to the latest paper walls of Jericho. Oh, bring your brother walls come tumbling down. Oh, band will do it, my friends. So yes, listen, a boys band, you hear me. That's what River City's gotta have a boys band, and I means it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill is on hand. River City's gotta have a boys band, as sure as the Lord made little green apples, and that band's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, Billy, Teddy, Fred, and you'll see the glitter of crashing cymbals. You'll hear the thunder of rolling drums, the shiver of trumpets, ta-ta! And you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed when Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, the great creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade, with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos of the green of every maiden band. 76 trombones walked the working fun, with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 trees, ringing out like weeds. There were horns of every
2.5 hours without moving a muscle. Never mind, I want credentials. Catch that hoodlum. He almost blew up his machine.
Thank you, Professor. Have to make an example of ringleaders. If he does, the game does.
Let me go, Julie Cly.
You want Kidja, tag around my oldest girl? He's probably one of the day laborers south of town.
I wasn't even tagging.
Don't you contradict me.
He's just walking Julie Cly.
I know what she's doing. My local should see me. Now I don't catch you with your hands on her again, or by God, you will hear from me to who laid the rails. Hill, I will talk to you about this band thing on Monday morning. Maine, I want to be
Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
You don't know this kid. He's tough. He's got his gang right outside.
Oh, I'll be careful. Tommy, I'd like to talk to you about the band.
Oh, gee, Professor. Isn't that for the little kids?
No, I'm not talking about playing in it. You're mechanically minded, aren't you? Ever done anything with perpetual motion?
He nearly had it a couple times.
You did? Well, you're my man. Did you know that they've never invented a music holder for the marching piccolo player? There's no place to hold the music.
Well, I wonder if he's some of that wire from.
Try in the cellar. People always keep wire in the cellar. Oh, Tommy!
Yes, sir.
Listen here, Constable. This is how you break up a gang. Oh, young lady! Oh, miss! What's your name?
Zanita, I didn't have any idea Becky used to be. She got it.
Do you know Tommy Jules?
Well, I go to school with him.
Excellent. Tommy, escort the young lady home.
Only I'm not going home. I have to go to the library.
Then escort the young lady home by way of the library. By way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes, sir.
You got it. Professor, you're pretty bright. Made a couple mistakes.
Oh?
The mayor office only boiler parlor and a pool table.
And what was my other mistake?
That's Anita. She's the mayor's office girl.
Just a minute, Professor Hill. We need your credentials. We're the school board.
Academic certificates.
Nothing of the kind.
Make them put up a bond.
Wait a minute. What am I you? You. Say. Ice cream.
Ice cream, but I don't see no man.
All right. Talk. Down here.
Ice cream.
Talk slow.
Ice cream.
See? Singing is always the same talking. Now you.
Ice cream.
Now you right here.
Ice cream.
Ladies, from now on, you'll never see one of these men without the other two.
Why, Professor, you're wrong. These men have dated each other for 15 years.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream. How can there be any sin sincere? Aren't we sincerely in love? Oh, we're in love.
I don't suppose you want a load or anything.
No.
You know, I got some wonderful caramels over there.
Mr. Hill.
Professor Hill.
Professor what? At what university did they give out a degree for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night in a public dance hall?
I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana. Gold medal little class of aqua.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? Another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some people in this town, and I think it's only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there, which may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Hey, Greg! Oh, hey, Marcellus! And don't call me Greg.
I mean, okay, Gregory. How do you make out with the music teacher?
Scrumptious. Ate out of my hand the minute I tipped my hat. She did? More or less.
Ah, well, boy, did you cut us swans tonight. Even I thought you knew something about leading a band. Like when you used to imitate that band concert fellow back in John.
Yeah. Oh, that was kid stuff. I'm in rare forms these days, Mars. Just keep your eyes on me for the next 4 weeks.
Oh, I'll be sure to. 4 weeks! Greg, it only used to take 2 days for the instruments to arrive.
It still does, but the uniforms take 4 weeks.
Greg, you haven't added uniforms.
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? But Greg, you can't pass yourself off as a music professor. I mean, not for any 4 weeks.
Farce.
But you don't know one note from another.
Ah, but I've developed a revolutionary new method called the think system, where you don't have to bother with notes.
Okay, now hear me out. In 4 weeks, people are going to want to hear the music. You're going to have to lead the band.
Oh, but once the uniforms arrive, people forget about all that. At least long enough for me to collect everything and leave. Oh, this is a refined operation, Morris, and I've got time to write down to the break of the last wave of the brakeman's hand on the last train out of town. Now, Mr. Washburn, if you'll excuse me.
You're going to line yourself up for a little canoodling, huh?
Well, it's just...
Say, I did see about getting you a date with Ethel's sister. Lovely girl. Teaches Sunday school.
No wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent Sunday school teacher from you. That kind of gal spins webs no spider ever. Now listen, boy. A gal who traits all that here. Really wants to train my independence for her security. The only affirmative she will not pursue marching down the aisle, those golden glorious queen pristine yachts. No, sir, for no Diana do I like one. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss. How can ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark, I fizz. For the lady who knows what time it is, I cheer, I rave. For the virtue I'm too late to save. The sadder but wiser girl for me. No bright-eyed, blushing, breathless baby, oh baby. No, sir, that kind of child dies not. No sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No, to a young miss who keeps resisting all the time she keeps insisting. No wide-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir, why she's a fisherman, I'm the fish you see. Oh, I flinch, I shy when the last with the delicate air goes by. I smile, I grin when the gal with a touch of sin walks in. I hope and I pray for a Hester to win just one more A. The sadder but wiser girl's the girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl for me.
Oh, Professor Hill! We're all agog, simply agog.
I'm not so awful man to be an old girl.
And this is Mrs. Squires, and this is Hicks. And of course you've met the lady who had the sheds. Our mayor's wife? Isn't that exciting, lady? Oh, I couldn't say, oh, I could not say. Oh, I could not say this time. My husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure. And naturally I am reticent. Oh, yes, I am reticent.
Of course, Mrs. Shin, I understand. But you see, part of my music program involves a dance committee. And I was wondering if... No. Do that again, Mrs. Shin. Your foot. The way you raised it just now.
How you abundant than the fathers.
Oh, what grace! What natural flow of rhythm! What showmanship applied and movement!
Mr. Hill!
You must accept the chairmanship for the ladies' dance committee of the classic dance. Mustn't she, ladies?
Yes, yes.
Oh, every move you make bespeaks del sorte. Will you? Will you? Say yes, Mrs. Shin.
You lady McCrackney Shin. What it is, dancing,
That you accept?
Yes, indeed, and I wish like to say...
Thank you, and now for the young lady who plays the piano. Marion Carew, I believe. Well, after all, she is the librarian. It's okay. I know everything, and it doesn't make a difference.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you were probably very young. Anybody can make a mistake.
What?
No apologies, no explanations, please. You know, I'll only be in town for a short while, and the Saturday, why is there room for me?
Will you please make your selection and leave?
Oh, but I have.
Well, what do you have?
The librarian!
Please.
Librarian? Perhaps you can hear me, Mary. Look. Marbles, 6 Steelies, 8 Aggies, a dozen Peewees, and 1 big glass of American flag. I think I'll drop them.
No!
Madam Librarian. What can I do, my dear, to catch your ear? I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian, Marian, heaven help us if the library caught on fire, and the volunteer hose brigade, and the whisper the news to Marian. Madam Librarian. What can I do, my dear, to make it clear? I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian, Marian, and my stumbles, and I busted my what you would call it. I could lie on the floor or nurse, till my body had turned to Madam Librarian. Now in the moonlight, a man could see it. Tommy, we had a pretty good day today. 11 sales out of 12 tries. You know what? It's getting close to noon. You run along and get some supper. I'll try a couple by myself.
All right. Good night, Professor.
See ya, Tommy.
Just a minute here. Are you listening? You haven't got a license.
Why, no, Mayor Shin. I collect ornament. You see, this particular specimen here.
Well, I will not avail you. Listening is statute in this county. Now, please without permits. Why haven't you been down at City Hall with your papers?
I just missed you, Mr. Mayor. It's just that, Mr. Mayor, your hand, your mouth.
What?
The spread of the little finger. It's hereditary.
It is? What does that mean?
It means that your son's little finger is perfectly situated to operate the spit valve of a B-flat flugelhorn.
Is that good?
Good. It means that America has at last produced an artist who can flugle the minute pulse in 50 seconds.
Well, what can I do with his horns?
Just sign here, Mr. Mayor. That'll be $17 import fee.
Oh, yes. Just think. I could have missed this. Just a second. I've got no son. You flukeless flew my night. You bloodless. You'll be down City Hall papers by 3 o'clock.
You mean this afternoon?
I cannot lose myself any plan to stop quicker and stay off.
Mrs. Maroon, did you know that you have the perfect facial characteristics to play a cornet virtuoso?
I'm not sure I understand you entirely, Professor.
Well, it's just that if your son has that same firm chin and those cheek muscles, by George!
Oh, is that so? The name is St. Bridget. Why not?
Well, your son probably won't be that great because most of the best cornet players are Irish. O'Clark, O'Mendez, O'Klein.
But, Professor, we are Irish.
What? No! No, really? Oh, I sign here, Miss Peru. Your son was born to play the cornet. Oh, fine, fine. That'll be $7 earnest money and not payable until the beginning of band practice. And I'll need his measurements for his uniform.
His uniform.
Hello, son. Why, of course, his uniform. And not a penny due until delivery, which gives him 4 weeks to enjoy, to anticipate, to imagine. Never allow the demands of tomorrow to interfere with the excitement and pleasures of today.
What, how about,
A stripe? Why, certainly, son. One wide red stripe on each side. Oh, what do you think about that?
Philip's huge Winthrop, Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words a day, even to us. And if you can get him to play the band, he'll have to sing on his own way. But if anybody can do it, I'll bet you can. Out of the crowd, I'll pick you for an Irishman. Where are you from, boy?
Oh, Gary, Indiana.
I knew it. Here. What did you say?
Gary, Indiana. Gary Conservatory, in fact. That is my alma mater.
What's she now?
Ah, yes, the gold medal class of Op 5. It's just... how to do, Miss Peru?
How to do, Mr. Hill?
Ah, yes, Peru. I thought the name sounded familiar. You know, I tried to call you since the other night, but it just seems that...
He wants to put Winthrop in the band. Or not interested, Mama.
Any other family member musical?
His father, you might have his father's music fit. He does have my daughter's.
Oh, your husband musical? Well, I'd like to speak to him. I'm sure that we could make
Do
it...
you burst in on everyone's home like this, prying into personal affairs? We're not interested. Marion.
Well, that's 1 for and 1 against. Why not let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
Oh, I'm sorry, but isn't that all the more reason why your brother should have something like this?
My brother's a 10-year-old problem child who can't understand why his father was taken away from him. Would you care to explain it to him? He's been brooding about it for 2 years now. As for your musical talent, why don't you go into business with some nice carnival man who sells gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings?
Musical tricks, why, Miss Peru? I hardly... You know, I get the feeling she she likes the idea. Oh, a little cautious perhaps, but I admire that in a woman. Just keep me alive and I'll be back later in the week.
Oh, one more. That's about the boys and engines. I make all the scores. Sleep 21, weight 18, carbs 14.
Fine, fine. Now I must get back to the hotel.
Oh, Professor, I do hope you'll excuse Marion. She's not really...
Oh, don't worry about that. I'm sure deep down she's as beautiful as yourself. Good day to you, Winter Peru.
Has he gone? He has, and I hope not forever. Darling, do you ever think about your future? Gary Conservation Class 5. Oh, darling.
Now, Mama, surely a girl's future doesn't depend on encouraging every self-centered traveling salesman that comes to town. And the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling. All right. But it's a well-known principle that if you keep the flint in one drawer and steel in another, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Mama? Winthrop! Winthrop! I know you're there. Please go to the library and ask Miss Gibbs for the book I set aside. It's Indiana Educational Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a large brown book with block letters. Do I have to? You don't have to say anything. I've read it all. Thank you, dear.
Now, what about you? Why do you need books at this hour of the night?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal will help you cook some large cold Professor Spain.
I give up. Your age, if you don't mind my asking, what kind of white knight do you expect to come riding along?
Well, I'm not waiting for a Lutheran grader who backs me into the ancient history shelf every time he comes into the library.
He does?
Or Ed Gamage in his buggy with a removal back seat. But I'm not waiting for a man in shining white armor either.
Please
Meanwhile,
Stop!
now, so this is the first thing I said or not?
Yes, George.
Yes, the very first thing I said. Yeah, the small brown cruise, I said. July 4th, 1912. And now look, my wife is off days at any hours instead of in the home.
But George.
The school board's saying upstream, down alley instead of saying city matters. My little girl is fooling around with some wild kid from the wrong side of town. And my business is falling off so far I can't find it out.
Mayorson, I found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
Who?
His university.
I know about that. In fact, it's the only thing I ever got of him. Yeah, conservatory. Costs about 5.
If you'll just read a little bit about conservatory, I don't think you'll have to look much farther. It's on page.
Papa, the Wells Fargo wagon is just coming up in the depot.
The Wells Fargo wagon?
The Wells Fargo wagon. Is this how today? Nonsense. The Wells Fargo wagon.
It could be the band instruments.
The band instruments?
Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. Please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be.
I got a box of maple sugar on my birthday. And once I got some grapefruit from Tampa.
What nothing works in me, a bathtub and a cross-cut saw. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. A pretty great surprise for COG.
Or it could be
Yes, you're right, it surely could be
something special.
something very, very special now.
Just for me.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. Don't let it pass my door. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. I wish I knew what he was coming for.
I got some Santa from Seattle last September.
And I expect a new rocking chair. I hope I get my race off from my
And do you notice since you're cannon for the courthouse square?
Your withdraw.
My cornet! Gee, thanks, Professor!
Oh, hold on there, kids. You'll all receive your instruments in due course. But in the meantime, get acquainted with your instruments and remember the minuets in G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di.
La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di. Sister! If it is the most scrumptious, sawdust thing you ever saw, and I have not seen anything as scrumptious as this. Scrumptious, sawdust thing, sister.
Round 1 for you, Mr. Hill. Barbara, here's a bygone tune out of more than pretty sort of her, or else you job the county seat of the grand jury. Now, Miss Marion, about that book.
Come, George. Come to see this.
You watch the phraseology. Get along if you want to. I'll maybe something from the librarian.
You know, the ladies' dance committee meets on Tuesday nights at the high school.
Lovely, ladies, lovely. That's good. Take the money with you. Lovely. Now, let's have a go at recent earns. 1, recent earns. 2, recent earns. And
scared you, but I'm not. You'd hate to have your own daughter scared of you, wouldn't you, Julie Clyde?
Listen, if I catch you touching her again, I will by God worship with you. We'll have no more.
Now, George!
No more work for you, madam.
I think you need speak.
Yes, and now you're in the public building.
I got as much art in this public building as anyone.
Right? How do you think you right? Aiming at peddling, simple selling salesman. You know I see written all over your skin? Reform school. Now get out!
Papa, please. This cabby looks like you make blood in the marketplace.
Go home, Zanita. You literally.
Yes, George, tell me.
You tend to your dance.
My dance!
I'll get Zanita. You go.
Mr. Mayor, I can just make you understand.
Well, you can't. And by the way, thanks for nothing. I read that book cover to cover for a whole week and found nothing.
Mr. Mayor, if you please.
The hill, I'll sell your house as soon as it gets premises on my oldest girl. Yes!
Well, in the meantime, I want you to know that I'm vouching for Tommy Juice. That boy's got more courage than any other boy in this town. You'll be waiting in line, waiting to shake his hand by the time our band plays its first concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the members will have the four gather in wheelchairs on account of the broken legs they'll have from tripping over their own beards. Never mind! I'll tell you what, fine feathered young, my feathered fine. Never mind! JC, Oliver, Olin! I want this man's references, I want them tonight. And keep your eye on him. He's slipperier than Mississippi Surgeon.
Do you mean you want us to get his credentials?
Get his credentials or get him in jail. I cannot make myself clear if I saw a button hanging above the water.
Professor Hill, I think Mayor should just behave abominably, and I think it was wonderful if you come to Tommy's defense like that.
Oh, that was nothing.
Yes, it was.
No, a man can't dodge an issue every time a little personal risk is involved. What is it the poet says? The coward dies 1,000 deaths, the brave man only 500. And unfortunately, the mayor was already pretty mad on account of his billiard parlor. And, of course, it would help to have a recommendation from a musical authority such as yourself, but I couldn't ask that of you.
Why, Professor Hill?
You would!
I'd be glad to. I just wish I was a little bit more informed. I've been needing to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
Miss Cornett? Oh, mother of pearl keys!
You see, I'm sure it's fine, but he never plays it. Oh, the first week or so he made a few experimental flats, I guess you'd say.
Yes. Yes, Platts.
And he sings the la-di-da-di-da-di-da almost constantly.
La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di.
But he never touches the cornet.
Well, you see...
He told me you told him it wasn't necessary.
Well,
He told me about some think system. If he thinks the minuet G, then he won't have to follow with the notes. Now, Professor...
Miss Marion, the think system is a revolutionary method, I'll admit. But so was Galileo's conception of the heavens. Columbus's conception of the egg. Globe. And Bond's conception of the well-tempered clavichord. Now, Miss Marion, I can't really discuss this in public, but if you'll allow me to call later, then may I call?
Why do you not speak?
We're
Sorry, Professor. Well, we got our orders.
We've all been deputized.
Oh, why, yes, congratulations. You know, all week I've been trying to give you my references and credentials, and you all seem to change the subject somehow. Oh, never mind. I have just what you want in my hotel room. Just take me a second.
Sorry. I'm afraid I'll have to go with you.
Ah, yes, just let me see if I have my key here somewhere. Oh, what's this? A testimonial from Madame Rini, the first female bassoon player to ever play the red carpet circuit. Oh, but that's just her stage name. She's actually from the line. Lyra Rose Quackenbush.
Could I see that for a second?
Oh, you'll never forget the name Lyra Rose. Same as the old song. Lyra Rose, I'm home again, Rose.
Gary and Gary.
live around here somewhere.
The Shins live on East Town. This is West Town.
Ah, Criminy. I see you're the piano teacher in town. You must know about this fella Hill forming a band here?
Yes.
Well, don't let it worry you no more. I got the goods on him in spades. Swindling, two-bit thimble. That's why I gotta see Shin. I'm just passing through. Number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop. Wish it was 20. Would sure like to concentrate an extra 5 minutes on you, girly girl.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie Cowell, anvil salesman. But now, I'm out to protect the good name of the traveling fraternity from this swindler.
Mr. Caldwell, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake my old lady's corset cover. That man has been the raspberry seed of my wisdom tooth for long enough. He spoiled Illinois for me, and he's not going to spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of music teacher are you? You didn't see right through him? He's no more professor.
Band teachers are always called professors. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director, and he's scholastic.
Now, wait a minute. Fine director? Have you heard one note of music from any band before?
No, but...
But nothing, girly girl. He never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
If you'll just listen to me for a moment...
I'd like to. I'd like to do more than that, if I had the time. I sure got the information. But I gotta get back on that train, and I got to leave this dynamite with someone on the way to the depot. Bye, girly girl. See you next time through.
You'll never catch the train at the depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No, sir. I've got to leave word, and I can see you're not the one to leave it with.
Mr. Caldwell, just a minute. You don't know me yet.
Is that an invitation?
I mean, I don't know you yet.
Yes, I need more time anyway.
I mean, as well as I'd like to.
No trouble here, girly girl.
I've never met a man who sells anvils. There's something, well, quite different about that.
Takes a real salesman, I can tell you that. Anvils have limited appeal, you know? What am I doing? If I miss my train, I'll get fired. And I gotta leave word about that fella Hill.
Leave word with me.
Not your tin type. How do I know you deliver these letters?
Try me. There's your train. Run for it.
Like double-dealing little... Who do you think you're protecting? That guy's got a girl in every county in Illinois. And that's 102 counties. Not to mention the piano teachers he likes to cozy up to. Neither one of you's heard the last of me, girly girl.
Marion, who's that you were just talking to? Why, Professor Hill?
Good top of the evening to you, Miss Marion.
Why don't you guys come chat? I've got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Then I'll go put some on.
Shall we set, as your mother said?
Well,
You did ask me to call, didn't you?
I did. I didn't mean anything.
Now, Miss Marion, I'm not suggesting your invitation been nothing more than academic enlightenment. And now the think system. You know, I've been over a couple times to try to explain it to you, but there always seem to be people around. Mostly ladies, I thought.
Yes, Mrs. Squires and several of the ladies.
Oh, I wouldn't want them to beat my time. And you wouldn't either. And this is evidently not the most convenient night, so I guess I should...
Professor Hill, is it true that you put 100? What I'm trying to say is,
Yeah?
is it true that you...
You developed a thing system.
Oh, what? Oh, the thing system, yes. It's very simple. Simple as whistling. Nobody has to tell you how to use your lips in whistling. You just think the tune and it comes out here. Now, try it for yourself before you have any questions.
I'll take your word.
Sit down.
Are all music teachers as dense as I am?
All music teachers?
I dare say you've met dozens, even hundreds.
Well...
Are they all as fascinated with the think system as I am?
Some more, some less. One woman actually thought of the same system before I came to her town. She showed me a few refinements.
Oh, I see.
Have I said something wrong?
Please don't let me keep you, Professor Hill. I'm sure you have many much more important things to do than explain the think system to me.
Can't think of one.
I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now, say, where did you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Now, Miss Marion, you mustn't believe everything you hear. After all, one also hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me an assured job so that Mother, Winthrop, and I would have some security. Now, surely you don't believe...
No, of course not. Why do you think people start those rumors?
Narrow-mindedness?
Exactly, and it's that same jealousy that starts rumors about traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Oh, nothing personally, just generally.
What have you heard? Generally.
Just that, I mean, it goes to stand the reason that disappointment and jealousy can lead to, I mean, take you, for instance, in your attention to, customers and music teachers. I mean, might it be misinterrupted, might it be?
What?
I mean, like, if another salesman or someone were, like, jealous, they could be downright lies, couldn't they? I mean, honestly, couldn't they?
What good?
Rumors and things.
Of course!
It just goes to show that you should talk about these things, right?
Miss Marion, I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you. What? Couldn't we do it sitting down?
We could sit on the porch steps.
Or we could sit on a large hollow log over at the footbridge.
Oh, I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge man in my life.
Just to talk.
Oh, no, maybe some other day. Maybe tomorrow.
My dear little librarian, pile up enough tomorrows and you'll find you've collected nothing more than a bunch of empty yesterdays. I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today worth remembering.
Oh, so would I.
The footbridge. 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Mama! What is it? I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be, and since rephrased it works.
What does?
Think system. I've been using it on you since the beginning.
Hey, Greg. Here's most of the dough. The band uniforms just arrived. The kids are in them already. Oh boy, the people are gonna be screaming for the music if the kids show up like that at the sociable.
Yeah? All right, go get the ring.
I already got it.
Well, what time's the train leave?
9:40 from the junction.
Wait, 9:40? But it's not even 8:30 yet.
Look, you want to turn the world around and get yourself caught in a bunny trap, you go right on ahead. But
Don't worry, Morse. I'll meet you at the hotel in plenty of time. Get lost. Miss Marion! You're late!
But you said 15 minutes.
Oh, I'd say you're about 26 years late. It took you all this time to get to a footbridge with a fella?
If you want to know the truth, it was almost longer. Halfway here, I nearly turned back. I suppose I'm not the first to find it easier to think clearly when not under the spells of your salesmanship.
Now, Miss Marion, surely you don't think I've been trying to sell you anything.
Oh no, but you've given me something, and that's why I came.
But I don't give you anything.
Oh yes, you have something beautiful and sad, and that's why I came, and I'm glad. Oh, please don't be afraid that I expect too much more. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. I know there have been many fruitful calls, and I know there will be many more, but that's no reason for me not to be grateful for what you have left behind.
Marion, there's a lot of things you don't know about me.
Hey, Greg!
Excuse me. I'm expecting a cable from Hector Berlioz. This could be it. Now, what?
What's going on here? Who's the salesman? Sounds like she's selling and you're buying.
You nuts. I didn't know I was going to be able to leave today. I had to keep her off balance, didn't I?
Well, now she's so off balance that you can't tell her from a catboat and a hurricane.
Now, you listen here, Buster Brown. I've come up through the ranks on this skirmish, and I'm not leaving until I get my commission.
But Greg, you can't get anywhere out here on the footbridge.
Look, there's a place near Madison Park near the Sociable. Makes the footbridge look like the old ladies' home. Now beat it! Never a peaceful moment in the music business. Now, where were we?
You're about to tell me what I don't know about you?
We don't have to get into that right now, do we?
Or ever, for that matter, Harold. The librarian hasn't felt much like doing research lately, but she did plenty when you first got here.
Oh? About what?
About Professor Harold Hill. Gary conservative music, gold, middle class of Op 5. Harold, there was no conservatory in Op 5.
Why, there most certainly was.
Because the town wasn't even built till Op 6. I'll see you at Social.
You knew. All this time?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came, I tore this out of the Indiana Journal. It was originally intended to use against you, but now I give it to you with all my heart.
But if you knew, why didn't you? Why, you little... Well, 110 the coin that's played the air. Then I modestly took my place as the one and only base, and I hooted up and down the square.
Good night, my someone, good night, my love.
With 110 the coin that's right behind.
Sing tight, my someone, sing tight, my love.
There are reports of every shape and sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be.
110 cornets play me
I wish I may and I wish I might. Now good night, my someone, good night.
Greg, this guy's crazy. He's going over town spilling everything.
Oh, say I'm crazy. Missed my train, probably lost my job, but I got you now, Hill, and I got you good. You'd be in the clink right now, hadn't it been for that piano teacher. I told her all about you, and what'd she do? Lollygags me around until I couldn't get to shit. Little dried up, man-hungry Jocksy, rocket up fish gig.
Get out of here or I'll kill you, you dirty mouth!
You blow it! You big blow up! I'll stay in this town until you get yours up, down, through, and sideways. Why? You never even knew the territory.
No, Greg, come on, this way, in the alley. I already got your stuff.
Grecian earth and fountain.
Stop looking at the man. You global green grass goats. Can't you get it through your head that you were being splitted out of your eye right now, this minute? There's a thief in your house while you guys were fiddling around in the parlor. That's right. I'm talking about Harold Hill. Road agent, highwayman, pickpocket.
Pickpocket?
Same thing. He had his hand in your wallet, mister. And yours, miss. And yours, little lady. Ever since the first moment he came to this town, there's more documented evidence than you'll ever have time to read. There isn't any band, there never has been any band, and there never will be any band. And if you don't hurry up, there won't be any Harold Hill either. You'll be on the next train out to the city limits. Now will you believe me? Well, what are you waiting for?
I want my money back. Money back? I want it high.
After him! Here we go, take him to the schoolhouse! After him! Turn the little road! Look by the tree! Down in the middle!
Mary, where were you? I've been looking everywhere for you.
Harold, it's been donkeys right away! Please go, Harold, please go, you're talking to our feathers!
I had to see you, Marion.
Oh, don't you know you don't owe me a word, not a word? Now please go, Harold, please!
Right. Yeah. He's not anywhere around here. Let's try that new pool table. Wow.
Wake up!
Oh, hold on there, son!
Wait, son! Wait, go!
Not until I talk to you for a minute.
I won't listen. I'm going to tell the truth anyway.
I would too.
Why not?
Would too. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Are you a dirty rotten crow?
Yeah.
Let me go, you big liar!
What's the matter with you? You wanted the truth, didn't you? Now I'm bigger than you and you're going to stand there and get it all, so you might as well quit wiggling. All right. There are two things you're entitled to know. One, you're a wonderful kid. I thought so from the start. And I wanted you in the band so you quit moping around and feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a bad kid.
What's that other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, that other thing is none of your business now that I think about it.
I wish you never come remember to say.
No, you don't, Winthrop!
Sister, you believe him?
I believe everything he ever said. I know what he promised us. It all happened just like he said it would. The lights, the flags, the colors, and the symbols. And the way that every kid in this town walked around here all summer and looked and acted, especially you, and the parents too. Just all wish you never came to River City. No, Winthrop. No, please go, Harold, please.
I can't go without this for the first time in my life. I got that little top door. There was love all around, but I never heard it sing. I never heard it at all till there was you.
Right. They're here. Come on. This way.
Go on, Feather! That way! That way!
This is why I close upon the meeting again now. Rest assured the snake in our bosom will have been misapprehended by now. Yes, and remember, fellow River Citizens, I tried my hardest to prevent this happening from happening. Fourscore.
What have you done to get our money back?
That professor's made nearly $300 off you for this.
And we haven't seen the uniform yet.
He's slippery, I told you.
How is seen my boy or them uniforms just after supper.
He's a kidnapper.
Fine situation here.
Or score. Just a second. Virtuo's time. The sword of execution has struck down Harold Hill. If there is a person in this hall heating up tar and feathers, I say them not nay.
Well, I should think there ought to be some of you who can forget our everlasting, iron-struck, chip-on-the-shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill. Do you remember it? Well, do you? Some of you surely ought to be grateful for what he's brought to River City. If so, I should think you'd want to admit it.
You are wasting a great deal of time here, young lady. If there is a single man in this hall who does not think Harold Hill should be tarred and feathered, let him stand. You literally sit down! And the rest of you, stand like a coat of Shropshire sheep. Have you forgotten? You paid for high, expensive band uniforms, high-priced band instruments, and technical instruction books. Have you forgotten the clear understanding and warranty that your children will be taught to play in a band? Well, where is the band? Where is the band?
Think, kids. Think!